Հələ մի օգ Grisho, ձեռներդ մի կերտոտի դրան թողից։
Թողը պապ, չգիտեի որ գտնելու են կարա։
Ախմախ ավոն, Հունանին կողացել է, չգիտեմ ուրա տարել պահել։ Կինն էլ եկել է, մեզանից ուզում է տեղն իմանա։
Հրաչին մոռացար, այդ կռիվները մոռացար։
Երկար ժամանակ պահանջվեց, որ հասկանամ, որ Ավոն ինձ դեպի անդունդա տանում։
Առհասարակ Ավոն ու Լեոյին ընտանիքը ոչ մի նմանություն չունեն։ Եվ հետո Լեոյի
What if the person everyone believes has returned safely is actually hiding the darkest truth of all? And what happens when a family that survived years of hatred suddenly realizes the real danger was sitting at their own dinner table the entire time? Episode 85 begins in complete emotional silence after Hunan's shocking return. Everyone inside the house is trying to act normal, but nobody truly believes his story about going to Tbilisi for business. The tension becomes unbearable because every single person notices the same thing. Hunan returned alive, but not unchanged. Leo cannot sleep that night. Hunan's words keep repeating in his head. Either he died, or I did. That sentence changes everything. For the first time, Leo begins suspecting that the conflict between Hunan and Avo is much deeper than revenge or family hatred. Something irreversible has happened. And the most terrifying part? Hunan no longer sounds like a man trying to survive. He sounds like a man who already crossed a line and accepted it. Meanwhile, Grisho secretly follows Hunan outside the house late at night. Hunan believes everyone is asleep, but Grisho notices him burning something inside a metal barrel behind an abandoned warehouse. At first, it looks like documents, until Grisho notices pieces of bloody fabric inside the fire. That is the moment fear truly begins, because now Grisho understands one horrifying possibility. Avo may actually be dead. But instead of confronting Hunan immediately, Grisho hides and keeps watching, and what he sees next shocks him even more. Hunan takes out Avo's old ring, the same ring everyone has seen him wearing for years, stares at it silently, and throws it directly into the flames. Not anger, not panic, closure. Back at home, Ina starts emotionally collapsing. For 2 days, she believed Hunan had been kidnapped, tortured, maybe dying somewhere alone. But now that he is back, something feels even worse. He refuses to answer questions properly. He avoids eye contact. And every time someone mentions Avo, Hunan's face changes for a split second before he forces himself calm again. The audience starts feeling what Ina feels. You can survive fear, but surviving suspicion is much harder. At the same time, Leo and Leah finally try speaking honestly about their future. Leah wants stability. She wants marriage, certainty, peace. But Leo has mentally drifted into the darkness surrounding both families. He cannot ignore what is happening anymore, especially after hearing Hunan indirectly confess something terrible. Then another twist hits. Davo receives a call from Sarek, who sounds genuinely nervous for the first time in a long while. Sarek explains that Roch's people have suddenly disappeared from the streets. No fights, no messages, no threats, nothing. And in their world, silence is never safety. Davo immediately realizes somebody bigger is moving behind the scenes. Later that night, Roch himself appears unexpectedly outside Leo's gym, calm, smiling, too calm. He tells Leo something that completely changes the direction of the story. You still think this is about street fights and debts? Your family's buried something 20 years ago, and now the dead are returning one by one. Leo freezes, because this is the second time someone has connected today's chaos to Raf's death 20 years earlier. Roch then reveals another disturbing detail. Before disappearing, Avo was desperately trying to find an old hidden recording connected to Raf's final days, a recording powerful enough to destroy multiple lives if exposed. Leo asks the obvious question, what's on it? But Roch simply smiles and replies, ask your father why he suddenly became afraid again after 20 years. At the same moment, back inside the house, Hunan suffers what looks like a panic attack. His breathing becomes unstable, his hands start shaking violently, and for the first time, his mask begins breaking. Ina rushes to help him, but during the chaos, a small blood-stained key falls from Hunan's pocket onto the floor. Nobody notices, except Leo. Hunan quickly hides it, but it is too late. Leo saw everything, and now he knows one thing for certain. Hunan lied to everyone. The episode's emotional center becomes Leo's growing internal war. He loves Leah. He respects Hunan as her father, but if Hunan truly killed Avo, then Leo is trapped between love and truth. And psychologically, the audience starts asking the same terrifying question. If Hunan killed Avo to protect his family, was he wrong? Near the end of the episode, Grish secretly meets Davo and finally tells him what he saw near the warehouse. Davo initially refuses to believe it until Grish mentions the burned ring. Silence falls between them, because both men understand the same thing. If Avo is really dead, a war will begin that nobody can stop. But the final scene delivers the biggest shock. Late at night, someone knocks on Leo's door. Leo opens it slowly, and his entire face loses color. Standing outside is Avo, bruised, weak, barely alive, but smiling. And before collapsing into Leo's arms, Avo whispers one chilling sentence. Hunan didn't finish the job, but someone else will. Screen cuts to black.